seldom see these statues that actually look like the people's. This is Monroe Anderson. I'm here to see the new Obama Presidential Center, also known as the Obama Presidential Library. And as we approached it, you could see it in the distance. And it looked like a pyramid just jutting out off the landscape. And actually, it has occurred to me that presidential libraries are to the United States what pyramids were to ancient Egypt. They represent their kings or their leaders, or in our case, our presidents.
I had the privilege of serving as the Foundation's first head of civic engagement back in 2016. It gave me the opportunity to begin a dialogue with our neighbors.
I'm on my way in to interview Michael Stratmanis, who is the community connection for all of this. He went and met with various community leaders throughout the city of Chicago to make sure that what's going on out there can be of some value in here. How did you handle this whole idea of coming into this community and the impact, economic impact it's going to have on renters,
right,
people who've lived here for generations and think of it as home, but they don't own the property?
Well, I'm glad you put it that way because, you know, when I think of the people who live here,
yeah, you
know, my aunt and uncle live around here.
Yeah.
You know, my godmother lived here. You know, these are friends, these are families, these are neighbors, and that was the word I ended up just repeating over and over again, neighbor. That meant that I knew we were going to have a big impact on people's lives.
Of course.
Traffic.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Visitation.
And tourism.
And tourism.
Right.
But what that meant is that I also knew this community was diverse. We have right across the street people who are in public housing. We've had students who live here. We've got retirees and seniors who live here. Yes, we have renters, but we also have people here who do own their homes, which is many of them, their only asset, that have been underwater since the Great Recession. And we're really desperate to have a promise fulfilled finally in this community of some economic opportunity and some investment. And so I think the way we handled it was we just kind of put all the voices in the mix.
Yeah.
We did what we knew we had to do, which is why we put out our public community commitments. And we know this neighborhood, and we knew if we said something, we were going to be held accountable to it.
Right.
So we were very upfront what our community commitments were. But then we worked alongside the community and other stakeholders in an exercise in democracy that resulted in Woodlawn, South Shore having ordinances passed to protect homeowners and to protect low-income renters.
What type of?
You'll have to look at the ordinance and talk to the city about that. But I would just say one of the things.
I mean, just two or three for people who don't,
of course,
who aren't familiar with it.
Giving renters the preference in staying or purchasing, giving people resources to improve their property. If that's the choice that they want to make,
right?
Giving the city the opportunity to be very intentional about what kind of development happens in and around this community, so that people who want to be here can stay here. But this is not something that I'm an expert in.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
But in making the decisions that you had to make, how do you answer to those who are complaining about the rent going up?
Yeah, well,
because that's the affordability issue. That of course is a
look, here's what I'd say.
yeah.
I understand that the Obama Presidential Center is it's an important institution.
Yeah.
It's an important cultural institution. We can control a lot that happens on this campus. We don't control rents.
Right.
We don't control property taxes.
Right.
And what I have seen, and this has got me really excited, is that the people who I talked to 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and these are working people. These are people who don't have a lot of money, but they cared about this place.
Yeah.
They're still here. And they're walking on this campus. There's somebody who's in a community meeting at Brazier's Church, at Apostolic Church, who told me that first day she was retired, and she was retiring. She wasn't retired yet, and she
Right.
wanted to volunteer when she retired at the Presidential Center. I saw her a week ago volunteering at the Presidential Center.
Yeah.
And so what I'd say is our intention is that people who wanted to stay here could stay here and be a part of that. And my evidence is that is happening. We need to do our part. We need to keep hiring from the community. We need to keep working with local businesses who hire in this community as people come in to this community with their own ideas and their own investment. The Obama Foundation standards and community commitment should be the new floor,
Yeah.
not the ceiling,
Okay.
about doing business, hiring, and being very sensitive to community needs. That's how our intention is that we're going to grow together.
Good morning. I'm glad you're right. It is so wonderful to welcome you to the Obama Presidential Center. I have waited a long time to be able to say that.
In seeing this and thinking about it, I see this as these presidential libraries, not this one in and of itself at all, as sort of pyramids, what the pyramids were to the Egyptian
Egyptians,
Empire. Yeah. Am I too far off on that, or?
I don't think this is that at all. This is not a monument to President Obama. It's a tribute to the thousands and thousands of ordinary people who made his presidency possible and successful.
Okay, yeah, except symbolically. No.
It's a bold, audacious building and nestled in a beautiful campus.
Yeah.
I think quite fitting of his presidency. But as I said, the spotlight that you'll see throughout the museum isn't all about him. It's about all these folks that made what he did possible. And he hopes that when visitors come and they hear those stories of those ordinary people,
Yeah.
they'll be inspired to do something good in their own lives.
I'm here at the Obama Museum, and we're about to take a tour. We're in the Nelson Mandela sky roof. The view is amazing. What amazes me, though, is that a number of years ago, close to 40, I had lunch with Barack Obama. I was a TV star at the time. I had my own TV show, Common Ground, and he was a state senator. And I asked him, I said, what are your ambitions? What do you want to be someday as a politician? And he told me he wanted to be mayor of Chicago. Harold was his influence. And I think he's surpassed his ambitions.